Welcome to the Dan Casper Show podcast, your chance to catch the full show anytime, anywhere. If you missed it live on the radio, no worries. We've got you covered with all the sports talk, opinions, interviews, and conversations from the show. From the Packers to the Brewers to the biggest stories in sports and around Wisconsin, it's all right here. This is the Dan Casper Show podcast. All right, third quarter kicks off right now on this Thursday morning. Happy March Madness opening day. I don't care that we had play-in games already, but this is the opening day for March Madness. What you got planned for today? Anybody got anything traditional-wise in that? I know our friend Brandon, I think he's going to be making his buffalo chicken sandwiches that he's always had since like college, he said. I'll have to double-check with him tomorrow and such. I'll just ask why, Surveyor. Why? He's got 7 brackets. Like in the same league, or doesn't matter. Why? Why? I hope you're at the VFW tomorrow so I can say why to your face. Like, why do you 7? We got to come on now. I'm on a mission now to make sure everybody just does brackets of integrity from going forward. Max 2. Max at 2. Max at 2. 7 brackets. No. You don't have any skills by making game picks if you're doing 7 brackets. That's my thought.
But do we really have skills picking this anyways?
Yeah, sometimes.
Are there skills involved?
You're increasing your luck and your chances because it's fun. It's not. You know what's fun? When I beat people like you with my bracket of integrity. That's what's fun. So. But I will say the last 2 years, my kid has beaten me with his bracket of integrity. So there you go. So he said, Takeover Thursday question. With the way Greg Gard has adapted to the changes in college basketball and his own philosophy changes, is he now considered the greatest Wisconsin basketball coach of all time? I'd still say no.
Yeah.
I still give it to Bo Ryan. I think you got to look at Final Fours and championship banners. So not saying Greg Gard can't get there. But right now, I'm still going Bo Ryan because of the Final Four appearances and national championship appearance and such. And I would even argue, too, you look at those 2 years, it wasn't the old Wisconsin 50 points a game swing. Bo Ryan's offense adapted, too, with Frank the Tank and Sam Decker. They were a little bit more up-tempo and higher scoring as well. So, it's still Bo Ryan for me. So, but, hey, I'd love to have that conversation in a few years if Greg Gard gets the Badgers to some Final Fours, and I think it's almost maybe Greg Gard's kind of like a Pat Murphy in the sense if Pat Murphy wins a World Series for the Brewers, it's easy. He's the greatest manager in Brewers history. If Greg Gard wins a national championship, then I think you could probably say he's over Bo Ryan.
So here's a question. Do you, in your mind, value a Big Ten championship, like tournament championship, or a Final Four more?
Final Four. Yep, Final Four. 100% Final Four.
Yeah.
Like regular season or tournament championship. Doesn't matter, Final Four.
Tournament.
Yeah. It's Final Four. Because you remember the Final Fours.
Yep.
You don't remember the conference tournament yet. You get a nice trophy and all that. I understand that. And they put a banner. But Final Fours are more prestigious.
So what's the cutoff? Like Elite Eight or Big Ten championship?
I'd probably still say Elite Eight.
Yeah, I think I would too.
Because I remember when Bo Ryan, before they went to the Final Fours, there was the sense of okay, kind of like the Brewers in a little bit where, all right, it's cool, we're making Sweet 16s, but can we have a little bit more? Like they wanted a little bit more. Then it was like Elite Eight, and I was like, oh man, that's okay, Elite Eight. And then the Final Fours was like, hey, and that's what still hurts so much about 15 because I think for a lot of us, we still have the mindset that's not going to happen again. Getting to a national championship, I've kind of backed off that a little bit, but at the same time, it's really hard when you're not a Duke or a top tier program that probably is going to be in it every single year. So,
yeah.
But I don't know. I'd like to have that conversation if Wisconsin does make deep runs and gets to a national championship. So, Steve says, you think 5 March Madness brackets is a lot. I was in an online fantasy football league a few years ago where one guy said he was in 45 different leagues. Well, I know we have Eric Balkman on during fantasy football. He's our fantasy football expert. I think he's in hundreds, but that's his job. So, he's, that's for the regular Joes, why?
Yeah, at some point it's got to get hard to manage.
Yeah.
Like I have 3 leagues I'm in, and it gets hard to manage those.
Unless you're like Dale from the movie Step Brothers, and that's his job. He's a manager of a fantasy football or fantasy baseball league.
There you go.
As he tells his stepmom. So, but I can't do that. No. Give me the integrity stuff. I guess I'm more of I got more integrity than Surveyor right now. So that's the way
you got more integrity than a lot of people then.
Or it's just, again, I don't want to keep track of multiple stuff because I'm lazy. That could be the other part too. So that could be the other reason. It depends on how you look at it. I choose to look at it with integrity, not laziness. So I just want the one go-to. Maybe part of it was I used to, before online brackets became a thing, I used to run our bracket stuff, so it was all paper. So I'd always have the folder and the highlighter and the black marker, and I got tired of it. Like, hundreds of brackets are going through and then adding, and then people wouldn't stop asking, what's the updated one? I'm like, we are halfway through Friday. Let us get through the first round first. Stop bugging me. So that's probably where I was the one that always had to do that. So maybe that's why I'm like, no, you're down to 1. Make it simple on me.
That's our family. So, we do paper brackets.
I still like paper brackets.
I like them better than online.
I do too.
It's like better when you get it right.
Yeah, and you get the highlighter out.
The yellow highlighter, whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like, yes, I actually did something.
And then when you see more of the yellow instead of the black crossouts, it's like, oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You know, that's one thing I miss in college. We used to have a poster of the bracket, and we'd keep it filled in and updated and such like that. So those were good times.
Something like that in here.
Yeah, I should. I did see a poster I could use every year, just redo it. I should have picked it up. But yeah, good times back in college. Kids don't know what it's like anymore. Paper brackets and highlighters and markers. Always fill out a bracket with a pen, though, too, right?
Yeah.
Have to do it with a pen. People who do it with a pencil, grinds my gears.
They're
cheaters. I don't trust them.
Yeah, no.
I don't trust them. You can do your first bracket with a pencil as like, in case you do, like I always had a process. Okay, I'll do it. Take a break. Come back. If you want to do your first one in pencil, your first draft. We'll just say the first draft. Then the official one has to be in pen or marker. Can't be pencil. Because I don't trust you, especially if you hold on to the bracket. I don't trust you.
Yeah.
I can't. So, yeah, I am turning into the bracket version of the Soup Nazi. Yeah, it's exactly it. Yeah. No, there's no. You only get one slice of the pie. You get the integrity part. That's what it should be. Cheating the game, Surveyor. You're cheating the game by doing this. So I'm glad for our bracket challenge. We can only do one. So there you have it.
There you go.
There you have it. But all right, what's your Final Fours, peeps? Send them on over. You can share it with the rest of the class. And who do you have for the national championship football-wise? So there is a report out there that the NFL, get ready for this, is preparing for backup, replacement, however the heck you want to call them, officials for the upcoming season. Because, surprise, surprise, it's another CBA negotiation, collective bargaining agreement association with the officials. If this sounds familiar, yeah, it was, 2013, 2012, whatever it was.
2012.
Yeah, 2012. The Fail Mary game. You're welcome, the rest of the league, for that. But, yeah, the NFL, according to ESPN, is laying groundwork for hiring replacement officials this season if the league is unable to agree on a new collective bargain agreement with the NFL Referees Association. Have we not learned our lesson? Did we not? How bad that was? Did we not learn our lesson here? I get negotiations, and maybe this is a part of the negotiation to put a little bit more pressure on the referees, like saying, okay, we're going to go ahead and go this. I hope, but for crying out loud, this is ridiculous. And reading a little bit from ESPN, their NFL referees executive director, Scott Green, said the contingency plan raises two key issues. The first is what Green believes would be an increased vulnerability to gamblers among replacement officials. The second is the safety of players in games covered by officials who have not previously experienced the size and speed of the NFL game. Frankly, he said, quote, I'm surprised they would even consider it after 2012. So I hope it's just a gamesmanship sort of thing, but if we get to this season and it's replacement officials again, shame on you, NFL. Shame on you. And I think part of it is because they know they can get away with a lot of stuff and people still tune in.
Yeah.
Because NFL is king. And I think they act with that mindset. I guess I can't blame them. I mean, if people still buy the product and people still, they got a lot of the cards on their side. And I just, for the love of Mary, I do not want to see replacement officials again. Come on now.
I think for your video series, you should become an NFL ref.
Oh, no. I shout out to any official at any league, even like elementary basketball, because I had to do that a long time ago. It is still the people, the refs, the coaches and the parents. It's like, stop. I tip of the cap to all these officials out there. But for crying out loud, I don't think I would. I don't know if you could pay me enough to be an NFL official. Like, we complain about that a lot.
Yeah.
But I don't think you could. I guess there's a price on everything. But I don't know if I could go through being berated for 3 hours by human beings who could kill me. Physically kill me.
I could do like the sideline ref, that like.
Well, then the coach is in your ear the whole time
true.
And yelling at you and all that. I'd want to be the chain gang.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Let me do that because...
Hey, do that for your video. Be a chain gang, yeah.
That would be awesome. Because who cares? Because then there's they can adjust it electronically and such. I'm just carrying a chain sort of thing. I'd be okay with that. But I don't think I could do the sideline because then the coach is... Even if you're not the official that made the call, you're the closest to the coach, and that coach is going to be in your ear the whole dang time. We see it on TV all the time. I don't think you can pay me to be that one. I can't. True. And then I can't be the main one by the quarterback either because everybody's, or the secondary because you got somebody complaining that it was pass interference or something. Yeah, I just know.
The one behind the defensive line always scares me.
Yeah.
I'd get run over.
If a ball's coming at you or, you're getting run over.
Yeah.
Yep. Because then if you get in the way of like a route or something, you get knocked over and then you get berated. So it's a double whammy. I just, no. Even like baseball, I wouldn't want to be behind the dish. I see too many of those umpires get nailed in the region and then get yelled at. And I'd like to know some of the conversations between catcher, hitter, and umpire. Like, we got to get those mic'd up and unscripted. Let's see some of that. So basketball, everybody just complains. So, I mean, they complain about every little thing out there, travel and all that.
Basketball would be hard.
Yeah. So I have mad respect. We still complain about it once in a while, but mad respect for those who do it because I can't. I can't. I don't want to be berated and yelled at by grown individuals all the time. I get enough of that already. I don't need it more. So, we got Grandma Mike. My brother runs a paper bracket still to this day. He gets about anywhere from 100 to 120. My second bracket is the one I have with my wife. I have my wife fill out. She doesn't watch a game all year, but beats me every year. So, but yeah, that's kind of what Hudson's like. He doesn't watch one, but he fills it out, and he's beaten me the last 2 years. He's actually finished top 3 and won the Sports Talk one 2 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. He went all chalk, though, so that's fun. All right, let's take a quick break. Last call for any questions for Jake. Please text those on over. We'll get to him here in about 13 minutes or so, but really quick break, and we'll be back in just a couple minutes. Tax season is here, and that refund check, well, hey, it's more than just extra spending money. It's also an opportunity. This year, why not invest it right where you live? Upgrade your home with beautiful new flooring from Carpet City Flooring Center in Eau Claire. Whether you've been dreaming about warm, comfortable carpet, durable luxury vinyl planks like the innovative Ridge and Max flooring, or maybe some waterproof options, your tax return could go a long ways towards transforming the look and feel of your home. And at Carpet City Flooring Center, You'll find expert guidance, professional installation, and flooring options for every budget. Don't let that refund disappear on some of the little things you won't remember next month. Put it towards something that you will see and enjoy every single day. Stop on in to Carpet City Flooring Center in Eau Claire and turn your tax return into a home upgrade that you will love for years to come. Again, final call for any questions for Jake. He'll be joining us in about 7-8 minutes or so. You can also continue to send us your Final Four picks and your national championship picks and how far you've got the Badgers going. Badgers will be in action today at 12:50, going up against High Point. So send over those predictions. Oh, man. Just saw this NBA little thing. Cade Cunningham has been diagnosed with a collapsed lung and is expected to miss an extended period of time. So that's a big loss for the Pistons, who are at the top of the Eastern Conference. Man, just opening the door now for the Celtics to get through this thing again.
Or the Bucks, right?
Yeah. Of course, the Bucks. So, man, that's huge. That is a huge loss for Detroit. So, got a few more Final Four picks here. Michigan, Arizona, Duke, and my thing just froze. I started to say it without having it loaded. It's what you get for having too many windows opened. Michigan, Houston, Arizona, Duke. So that's the Final Four from Ben. Sorry, Ben. I was going back and forth and then froze up there for a second. Another one, we've got UConn. We got UConn, Houston, Arizona, and Duke. A lot of Dukes, I think. No, that can't be right. UConn and Duke can't be in the same one, right? Mm-mm. No. So maybe resend that one over.
Yeah,
resend that one over. So might have been looking. Hey, maybe you have too many brackets. That's the problem, right? You lose track if you have too many brackets.
No integrity these days.
No integrity when it comes to these brackets. So UConn, Houston, Michigan, and Arizona is another one. I want to know who's got a low seed in the Final Four. What's the lowest seed you have in the Final Four? Anybody have any cojones and picking, say, a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 seed in the Final Four? Anybody got that? I want to know. We got a Tennessee, I know.
We did.
I know Brandon's got BYU. They are a 6. So we got 2 6s in there. That's the highest. Is it highest, lowest? Yeah. Highest seed. It's always, you know what I mean. It's like low is like, okay, the ones, but that's the highest seed. So where's like the, okay, I guess it would be lowest seed probably. What's the lowest seed that you have advancing to the Final Four? So Surveyor's got 3. I got Illinois in mine too, so that's mine. But I'm looking for maybe, let's say 5 on up. Does anybody have? So the lowest one we have right now is between somebody with Tennessee and Brandon with BYU at a 6. So can anybody beat that? Anybody got a 7? Anybody got 8? Feel like an auctioneer right now. Can I get a 7? Can I get an 8? Can I get a 9? I don't even know who I'd throw in that possibility, to be honest with you.
Yeah, as a 5, I mean Vanderbilt.
Or even like after a 6, like. So if we're looking at a 7 or
UCLA 8. Is the only one.
UCLA, I have a lot of people picking them.
I have Miami going pretty far. But UCLA, I just feel like they could beat UConn and Michigan State. But I don't think they can beat Duke.
Mickey would get that coach just, it's like he complains about every little thing. Oh, Mickey Cronin. Man, that guy. So yeah, if anybody has a 7 or higher, I'd be curious. I know Jake does brackets. I'll have to ask him here coming up here. So tell you what, let's take a quick break, and then we'll get to Jake here. We'll chat a little outdoors with him and get his picks on what he's got for the Final Four. Jake's a big basketball guy. So, all right, quick break, and we'll be right back in just a couple minutes. Hunting season will be here before you know it, and that preparation starts right now. At Tilden Gun, they know serious hunters don't wait until opening day to get ready. Whether you are gearing up for the upcoming spring turkey season or maybe planning ahead for fall, now is the time to make sure that your equipment is dialed in. From shotguns and rifles to optics, ammunition, and must-have accessories, Tilden Gun has the selection and expertise to help you step into the woods with confidence. Maybe it's time to upgrade your setup. Maybe it's time to sight in that new optic. Or maybe it's just stocking up so you're not scrambling later. Turkey season demands precision, patience, and preparation. Step on in to Tilden Gun and talk with the people who understand the hunt because they live it too. Tilden Gun, get ready now so that you're ready when it matters the most. Obviously, we've got those spring turkey extra tags on sale this week. Zone 4 going up on sale at 10 o'clock here this morning. So just a quick reminder out there. Let's talk some more turkey hunting, more outdoors with our guy, Mr. Jake Bolks. First things first, though, Jake, everybody wants to know, who do you got in your Final Four in your national championship game?
You know, I've made a lot of brackets online to try to win, the old classic trip to the Final Four, $1 million, yada, yada. And I've been kind of all over the board. So before 10, I still got to get I'm going to make 2 official ones for the group that I do it with. And I don't have a solid pick yet, to be honest.
All right.
I've been kind of all over the board. I've been going this way. I've been kind of, there's a lot of 1 and 2 seeds I've been kind of riding this year, which I like to throw in some more, 3s and 5s and 7s, but it just seems like the 1s and 2s this year I think are a little bit better than some of the rest.
Jake, you missed my rant earlier. I'm all about the bracket of integrity, so I don't know if I like hearing that you got multiple brackets, man. I mean, come on, dude.
Well, you got to put in for the money. You got to put in for those fun ESPN things. But right. I hear you. I usually do just 1. I might do 2 this year, but I've always usually just ridden the 1 because then I know what I'm watching when I'm watching TV. But we'll see. I don't know. Part of me wants to do Duke. Part of me wants to do Florida. Part of me wants to do Arizona. I don't know.
Yeah, mine is, I don't want to stress myself out with multiple ones because then I'll just get mad that I didn't do it on that bracket, but I did it on that bracket, right, sort of thing. So, yeah.
That's a good point. That's a good way to look at it. I like that.
I'm getting too old now. I can't handle much more stress on this age, on this body. So,
right. Well, yeah. Well, for me, those online ones are more just fun. Like, oh, it's cool. They tell you that you're ranked 10 millionth out of 100 million or whatever,
Yep. Try to get in the top 20% kind of or something like that. It's like, all right, I'm top 20
right,
in the
yeah,
nation.
It's kind of just interesting. Yep. One day you're at the top 1% and you think you're great, and then you wake up in the morning, you're at 50%. You're with the rest of America. So
yeah, that's me.
It's interesting. It's a fun day. It's a really fun day. It's a fun time. I know. I'm sure you've been talking about that a lot today. It's just it's a good time of year. It really kind of hits the fact that along with obviously you leading up to the turkey stuff here, it's just you got spring turkey hunting, you got March Madness, the sun's out today, it's supposed to be 60 this weekend. It's definitely going to give you some positive mental attitudes to be out and about and have spring coming.
Absolutely. You just mentioned turkey, so those extra tags have been going on sale all week long. So again, a reminder, Zone 4 is going to be available for today, and if you're not sure of what week's available, what's left for that week, I already got the page up because I'm ready to get some extra ones here today. So, but it's a good reminder, just because there's a lot going on, like you said. So maybe it's just a good reminder for everybody that are turkey hunters. Hey, get in because there's not a lot of tags left on certain weeks and such.
Correct. Yeah. So, like you mentioned, Zone 4 today, and then. Thursday. So everything else is going to start opening up soon too. So if you are going to get some bonus tags, now's the time to do it. Obviously, if you're just going to get the tag that you won, it's also that you were drawn. Then it's also just a good time to buy your license and get that tag and get it all in because we're less than a month away from the start of the turkey season here. So it's good just to get all that licensing done, whether you're doing the bonus tag or not. And if you are, every day this week, the one thing that some people forget about is like each day of the week, you're only allowed to buy a bonus tag for that zone. So like today is Zone 4, so you can only buy Zone 4 tags like throughout the whole day. And that includes like Monday was zone 1, Tuesday 2. That whole gimmick. Once they go through the list, then it'll open up to you can buy any zone for any available week left.
That's a good note, yeah, because I think maybe some people are like, oh, I bought zone 3 yesterday. Today I should be able to buy another zone 3 or something like that, but that's not the case.
Yeah, and I knew that, but I still went on there yesterday. I wanted to get another bonus zone 1 tag for the end of the season, and I logged in and I could only go for zone 3, which was yesterday. So you just got to wait till they open it up to everybody here.
And that'll be on Saturday when all remaining bonus authorizations go on sale too. So because tomorrow it'll be zone 5 and 7 because there are none available for zone 6. So.
Yes, sir. Yeah, nope, you got it there. So it's the time to do it. I mean, you can zone 1 usually always has some at the end of the year and stuff like that. So, if you don't get them now, there's usually a chance that you can get something if you want to get out. It's just you got to make sure to look at that map, and you might have to travel to some new areas to find some public land or whatnot. But that's totally fine. I think that's the fun thing about turkeys is you can go and find them.
Right. Hey, Jake, I want to switch over to fishing here because I think it's one of the more maybe I don't know if underrated is the right word, but especially around here in Eau Claire, there's quite a few like fly fishing guides and guide services. And I know it's in a couple of weeks here, but the inland trout season is going to be opening up a little bit earlier this year, right? On April 4th?
Yeah, you read my mind on that. I had that popped up to chat on today. So the reason I'm glad you brought it up, and the reason I was going to bring it up is because that kind of flew under the radar if you're a trout fisherman. The inland trout season generally started around the same time as the general opener for all fishing, but I don't know why, not in a bad way, but I don't have any information on why, but they bumped the trout opener to like you said, April 4th or whatever weekend that is, which is a whole month earlier than in the past. So it looks like it's going to be warm, so it's going to look like it's going to give plenty of opportunity, and it should be a good time. So if you are a trout angler, be mindful and get ready. You got to get ready a little bit earlier than everyone else to get out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And with all that snow too, I mean, with rivers and such, is that something maybe for a lot of people to kind of be aware, because it's a quick warm up, especially coming up this weekend too, like elevated water levels and such?
Yeah, you definitely want to be mindful. We did get a lot. I guess the North did get, the thing we got to think about is like what's coming through the Chippewa and the Eau Claire or the Black River, and where do those rivers come from? Because, we got 24 inches in Osseo, but that's not going to affect the Chippewa up here in Eau Claire because that's all going downstream. So, if we're thinking about, the confluence here in town or on different parts of it, we want to think about what the snowpack is, what the rain is like in that watershed upstream. So we're definitely going to get an influx of water coming through. They got some snow up north when we didn't really get much through here. So it'll definitely rise. So you're right. It's really good to be mindful of that. If you're planning on taking out a 12-foot or 14-foot little boat and the water's high and there's little ice chunks still and you don't have a good anchor and maybe you got a 1972 grandpa's hand-me-down life jacket, maybe it's not the best time to go out. Or, just plan for it. Get some new life jackets, get stronger anchors and different stuff like that. Just to your point, be mindful, be safe. It's just like hunting in the fall when you should plan your hunt. It's just like snowmobiling and ATVing where you should be wearing your helmet and driving safe and not being drunk. Same with boating. Know the river, know the water body. Be mindful where you're going, and the water's still going to be cold too. So if you do fall in, you're dealing with the whole hypothermia type thing.
Right. Yeah. No question. So I mean, is there any ice on any of the lakes left? Do you see people still ice fishing at all, or are they pretty much just kind of preparing for the summer now?
Yeah. So I know there's still people out ice fishing this weekend. There's still, if you can get onto the ice, there was still good ice. Now, I haven't been out patrolling since this week, and I dealt with that big lockup on I-94 on Sunday. Actually, it was the first time I've ever taken a snowmobile on I-94, so that was neat. But so I haven't been out. I would imagine all this snow has put a lot of weight and pressure on that ice, and I would think that those shorelines that were already pretty rough to get on are pretty bad now, especially with all the sun the next couple of days. So I would think more people are focusing on trout fishing, spring turkey coming, and the youth turkey hunt, and everything else that comes with spring, shed hunting, yada yada.
Yeah, you mentioned going back to turkey here quick too with the youth turkey hunt. Can you kind of maybe just maybe we got some listeners like, oh, what, I got a youngster that maybe wants to partake in that for the first time and such. What's kind of that process like to take a younger kiddo turkey hunting for that opener?
Yeah, so the first thing I would say is definitely make sure to open up the regulations, go to the turkey page, and they have a whole column dedicated to the youth turkey hunting season. Read through that because it's going to give all the information you need for the youth as well as for the mentor, the dates, and some of the info that's important with it. So the main takeaways for the youth turkey hunter season is that I believe it's April 11th and 12th. If I got the weekends right.
Yep.
It's going to be that everyone under 16, you can only shoot one turkey. A few years ago, there was some language that was wrong in the regulation book that kind of allowed people to shoot more than one, even though you couldn't. It's one turkey per youth, and you can use any of your of the youth turkey season. So, like, if you want to use your A tag right away, then use it. If that's the only one they have, then use that first week one during the youth hunt. If you do have, if your son or daughter or whatever, the youth has like a D season, a fourth season, or fifth or sixth or whatever, you can use that tag as well. You just have to use one of the unfilled ones. Obviously, you can only get one, like I just mentioned. If the mentor can't be hunting, obviously, but again, we run into that kind of stuff. And then everyone just has to have their licenses. So make sure everyone just buys their licenses, has the appropriate harvest authorizations and stuff like that. One of the biggest things we see with youth hunting is, one, the mentor fails to get the youth a license, so then they don't have a tag, and that's a really bad situation. Like, bad in the sense of, like, awkward and unfortunate for the youth if grandpa thought that, dad got a tag, or dad thought mom got a tag, or mom thought dad bought a tag. So it's really important that before someone goes hunting, that they verify, they see that youth has a license, and then in turn has a harvest authorization, because we do get calls where it's like, hey, my son shot a turkey, but we have no license. What do we do? And last thing we ever want to do is take a turkey from a kid. So I really, really, really want people to be mindful of that, to make sure that all their licenses are bought. And another thing we see a lot of overbagging, quote unquote, or the youth accidentally shooting a second turkey. They didn't make sure that the turkey was far enough from another one, or an errant BB got away and dumped a turkey that was 20 yards behind it, and it was a total accident. So again, in any of those situations, the best thing to do is to call the local warden or self-report on our tip line. If you self-report, it totally changes the way that the discretion we can use and the way we can handle these. And like I said, we don't want to take turkeys away from the youth. So if you self-report about an accident, which accidents happen every year to just about everyone, we can work with you on it. So I would really strongly encourage you to call a local warden if you have questions, or if something comes up and there's an accident or a mistake. Call and talk out with the local warden.
So this is probably going to be a stupid question, but I just want to throw this out. So let's say, my son's 8, he'll be 9 in the summer, has not gone through hunter safety or anything like that, has not done any of the youth hunting and such. Can he go youth turkey hunting? Like, how would that process go? Or is it too late to kind of get going?
No, good question. I should have hit that. I apologize. So if you don't have the hunter safety, you just have to be hunting under the mentorship rules. So when you go to buy the license, it's just going to be you're going to buy a mentored license.
Okay.
And that just basically it reaffirms the fact that the youth has to be hunting within arm's reach of an adult, and the guardian has to have a license and be over 18 and stuff like that. So just make sure. So it doesn't matter. There's no age requirement anymore. Whether you have hunter safety or not, you just need to make sure you buy the appropriate license, so a regular one or a mentored one.
Okay. So, yeah, if I go home today after school and Hudson, I say, hey, you want to go turkey hunting? We can buy a tag and we can go that weekend or something, right?
Yep.
Yep. How about that? Okay.
Yeah, so you don't have to have it. And, I mean, we see plenty of adults that, were never huge hunters, or they're trying to get into it or this or that, and they're hunting under the mentored hunting license. The mentored hunting license doesn't mean it's got to be a youth or someone younger. Mentor just means you don't have hunter safety and you're having a mentor hunt with you. So whether you're 10 or 80, and you want to go turkey hunting, if you don't have hunter safety, you get a mentored one, and just make sure you have someone with you that's within arm's reach.
Gotcha. Good little nugget there. I learned something now. That's the purpose of this, right? So there you go.
It's always good to learn something, right?
Exactly.
Every day. I have to learn one new thing.
Yep, exactly. Jake, before I let you go, any other final stuff that you want to throw out there?
No, I think we hit it all really well. With it being the new kind of licensing year coming up, that's, I guess, the big thing right now. It's just make sure to get your licenses. There are some trapping seasons closing. There are some fishing seasons starting, like we just talked about. There are some hunting seasons starting, we just talked about. But all of those require licenses and harvest authorizations and registration and such. So please just take the time. The new regulations never usually come out, like the pamphlet itself, like the hard copy, doesn't come out till later in the spring or summer because they have to wait for the deer CDAC stuff to get put out there. But you can find the information online. So go online, drink some coffee. If it's dinner time, drink a couple beers and read the regulations and be up to date on the rules and regs, as well as making sure you have those licenses and such.
Good stuff. Jake, appreciate it. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I never asked you. Who do you have going all the way?
Oh, my Final Four. So I got UConn versus Illinois versus Arizona,
Whoa.
Michigan, and then Arizona over UConn in the final. So.
Okay. Yeah, I've been turning that Arizona way too. I like having Illinois in the top there. They're a good team.
I had to have something a little bit different.
That's the three. That's what I was saying at the beginning. You like to sprinkle in a 3 here, and that's a good one.
Exactly.
They should be a 3, right?
Yep. They're the 3.
Yeah. So cool, man. Well, good luck with it. Let's see how this first weekend goes. It's either going to make you or break you.
Exactly, buddy. All right, you enjoy the games. Have a good weekend, and we'll catch up soon. Okay.
Yep, bye-bye.
There you go. There's Jake Bolks, Conservation Warden for the state of Wisconsin. Hey, we got to take a quick break, and then we're going to wrap up the third quarter coming up in just a couple minutes. Just a few minutes left to the top of the hour. Surveyor wants to know what's the biggest upset we have in today's games. He's saying we're going to see it early. Troy knocks off Nebraska. I really hope that's not the case because I got Nebraska winning a few games. So that's his big ups. I got to bring mine up here. For today.
Does TCU count over Ohio State?
Probably not. I think mine is probably VCU over Illinois or North Carolina. I think that's mine for today. Yeah. That's what I got. So, and I'm not really confident in it either. So, but what's for you today? Miami play? Does Miami play today, or may they play tomorrow? You've got a few. I think honestly, I hate to admit this. I really hate to admit this. Oh no, wait! I got South Florida winning too. So, are they today or are they tomorrow though?
Today.
Okay, so I got a couple of them today.
I think A&M is my only one today, and then right off the bat tomorrow I have Santa Clara and Akron going.
I do feel like Surveyor makes a good point, and I could be completely wrong. This is just a gut. I feel like there's always a early upset game too. Maybe I don't know if that's true, but it always feels like there's that really, high seed that upsets one of the higher ranked seeds early on.
I hate to say it, but I feel like a lot of the times it's the 12-5 on the first day.
Hey, maybe that's McNeese over Vanderbilt. So.
Hopefully.
You know what, though? You know what? It would not surprise me if this happens? North Dakota State over Michigan State.
I would laugh.
It's happened before to Michigan State. There's teams that always get nervous picking to go far in brackets. Iowa, Michigan State, Kansas, Syracuse for the longest time always screwed me over, and Purdue. Those teams, I swear, whenever I do pick them to go far, they've always screwed up my bracket. Like, I remember Iowa was a 2 or 3 seed at one time, and I think they lost, the first. I think they were a 3 seed, and they lost to a 14 seed in the early round. And I was like, never again. Kansas was a big one for me, and when Jim Boeheim was at Syracuse, that one always screwed me up, too. I always had them, and, yeah. A lot of Big Ten teams in there, but, yeah, can't trust them. Can't trust them. So, outside, how about this? Outside of, if you're a Badgers fan, who would you root for in this tournament to go far? If we're all Badgers fans, you can think about it for a little bit. Is there one team, and not necessarily because it would help win your bracket. Don't say, well, I'm going to pick Arizona because that's who I have winning. If there was somebody else that you'd be like, you know what? It'd be kind of cool if they make a run. Kind of like that second team. Who would it be? I already got mine, but I'll wait till past the top of the hour to go for it. So I think I know. Is yours? No, don't say it yet. So let everybody else kind of chime in. What's your second team that you're hitching your wagon to? So survey, you gonna be hanging out tomorrow, or are you copping out like C-Bomb's copping out? Let me know. All right, so I know whether to look for you or not. So all right, shot clock's to cut me off in about 20 seconds. So final hour coming up here. Continue to send us your brackets, your Final Four picks, your national champion picks, and how far you have the Badgers of Wisconsin going.